at the game and the achievements within the game, we can honestly say that, well, what do you want to achieve as a baseball player? And I'm sure that's getting on the roster, being on an opening day lineup or starting pitching lineup, being the ace or being the important guy, getting the clutch hits, getting the clutch defensive plays, winning World Series, winning playoff games, winning World Series, winning awards, and it comes down to, after all that, what happens next? And it's the Hall of Fame, man. And there's always going to be such a nostalgic feeling, just such a crazy feeling of joining such a crazy brotherhood, really, and knowing that, hey, man, we are here. We made it. We're the best of the best of all time, forever cemented into a place. Obviously, for this place is Cooperstown, and so the Hall of Fame, they definitely are one of the hardest to try to pick guys. I wanted to pick my own guys of what I thought was going to have a good chance. Not in order at all. It's just 10 guys that I believed, well, think they have a pretty good shot at it, but it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be in there. This was not easy for me. There's a lot of good players out there that have been on the ballot, and I could see, any of them try to make a statement for it. For me, the only one that's really out of the question, unfortunately, for a while or maybe ever, is probably Alex Rodriguez, and that's unfortunate. But these are some great baseball players who had some gaudy numbers and just dominated their era, and had some falls, but also had some fantastic highlights and more highlights than falls. So when you look at it overall, I'm so excited to announce this for the Hall of Fame for my list. It's based on the body of work and the ability of what was shown to me, the longevity of the game, and really just showing me, what separated them from everyone else. And, some of these guys, they were able to make postseason memories. Some of them didn't. But overall, they deserve to be in this spotlight right now. And so I'm really excited to showcase what I think is going to be at least the 10 best options for this year. Obviously, the other guys can probably do it another year as well. So I want to start this off with a first time on the ballot, Edwin Encarnacion. He was third base, he was first base, widely known for DH, and that's understandable. But pretty good first baseman, man. Pretty good first baseman. Definitely a better first baseman than third baseman. Played for Toronto, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Seattle, Chicago White Sox, New York Yankees in 16 years. Edwin Encarnacion had a 35.3 WAR, 1,960 games played, 7,040 at bats, 1,099 runs, 1,832 hits, 370 doubles, 424 home runs, 1,261 RBIs, 260 average, 350 on base, 496 slugging, and 846 OPS. When it came down to the fielding, 1,171 games played, 9,955.2 innings, 4,415 putouts, 1,355 assists, 144 errors, 460 double plays for a 97.6 fielding percentage total around both of those positions. In the postseason, 35 games, 125 at bats, 14 runs, 27 hits, 6 doubles, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs, 216 average, 324 on base, 360 slugging, and 684 OPS. With 90 innings defensively, 83 putouts, 2 assists, 2 double plays for a perfect 100% fielding percentage. He's 54th all time in home runs. He's third in All Star appearances, or three All Star appearances. Excuse me. Yeah, when we look at it, obviously his big moment would be the wild card walk-off against the Orioles. But this man was a guy that was in MVP conversations from the early 2010s, man, to mid 2010s. And, he carried a big load in Toronto, huge one. I think Cincinnati didn't give him that chance to grow, but he was outstanding there, outstanding in Cleveland for a couple years, I believe, 2-3 years. Encarnacion, just honestly, when looking at him, he was able to put on a show, man, put on a show. And that 4-year span of him putting up some video game numbers of 35 plus and 100 plus RBIs, and having like a pretty decent average. He's never been a guy that's gonna hit 290, but overall, this is a guy that's definitely going to be, looked at, and you should look at him because, again, defensively, he wasn't bad either, and I like the overall body of work of what he did. Would he get in this year? Probably not, but just looking at him, probably giving him a chance within, a few years. Okay, next is going to be six-time eligibility for him, outfielder Torrey Hunter. Yeah, Torrey Hunter is definitely going to be up here, in my opinion, for his trip to Cooperstown. 19 years he played in the league. He played for Minnesota, LA, and Detroit, and everywhere he went, he just honestly did so well. Defensively, obviously, masterclass, but also with the bat. He was also fantastic with the bat, could rake, and could have extremely, extremely great, valuable hits when needed. So, again, a very valuable player, absolutely. Hall of Fame metrics, absolutely. When we look at it, he had a 50.6 WAR. He played 2,272 games, 8,857 at bats, had 1,296 runs with 2,452 hits, 498 doubles, 353 home runs, 1,391 RBIs, 195 stolen bases with a 277 batting average, a 331 on base, a 461 slugging with a 793 OPS. In the postseason, he had 48 games played. He had 186 at bats there. He had 26 runs, 51 hits, 12 doubles, 1 triple, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, 3 stolen bases for a 274 average, a 340 on base, a 414 slugging, and a 754 OPS. In terms of fielding, 2,256 games played, 19,224.1 innings, 5,263 putouts, 131 assists, 52 errors, 30 double plays, and a 99 fielding percentage. In the postseason, he played 429.2 innings, 117 putouts, 2 assists, 3 errors, and 2 double plays for a 97.5 fielding percentage. Overall, when you're looking at Torrey Hunter, this is a man that was a 5-time All-Star. He had 9-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time Silver Slugger. He's 67th all-time in doubles. He's 100th all-time in home runs, 80th all-time in RBIs, 33rd in defensive games at center field all-time, 30th in putouts all-time at center field, 73rd all-time in assists at center field, 91st in double plays at center field all-time, 39th all-time in range factor per 9 innings at center field, 30th all-time in range factor per game as a center field, and he was 21st all time in fielding percentage as a center field. Overall, yeah, when looking at it, he has the gloves, the gold gloves. He might not have as many Silver Slugger awards, but again, when you hit 353 home runs, over 1,000 RBIs, and almost 500 doubles, that's something, man. That's showing something. And again, Torrey Hunter, he's been waiting patiently. I think that his time is coming up sooner rather than later. I do believe that obviously the committee is harsh and there's a lot of good players that come out, but Torrey Hunter definitely is in the driving seat to possibly come into Cooperstown this coming class. Next up is Francisco Rodriguez, also known as K-Rod. It's his fourth time eligible for Cooperstown, and honestly, this is a really good chance for him to get there. Closers, when looking at closers, the standard is Trevor Hoffman, the standard is Mariano Rivera, and then you got guys that went in like the Cubs, Lee Smith and stuff. This, I paid the past couple years at least. So, when looking at it, closers definitely need to be evaluated a lot more, especially if they have a extremely successful career. And you just need to look at what they're able to do, man. And Francisco Rodriguez was able to do it for 16 years. He played with the Angels, he played with the Brewers, he played with the Mets, he played with the Tigers, and he played with the Orioles. And what he got out of that? Well, he played 948 games. He had 286 or 286 ERA, excuse me, with 976 innings pitched, 437 saves, 1,142 strikeouts with a 1.15 whip. and a 207 batting average against. In the postseason, he did play 26 games. He had a 2.95 ERA, 36.2 innings pitched, 49 strikeouts, 3 saves, 136 whip, and a 237 batting average against. In terms of fielding, well, 70 putouts, 65 assists, 4 errors, 3 double plays for a 97.1 fielding percentage, and in the postseason, 1 putout, 3 assists for a perfect 100 fielding percentage. He was a 6-time All-Star. He was a 2-time AL Relief Pitcher of the Year. He was 21st all-time in games played. He was 6th all-time in saves. He was 10th in games finished all-time with 677 games finished. This is a guy that's top 10 in saves, man. Number 6, right? And you look at it, he has the awards, he has the accolades, and, he might have only won one time in terms of the World Series, but, he was electric there as a youngin', and he continued to electrify people. He was definitely a must when it came to free agency. He was definitely a guy that you needed at the back of the pen and making sure he's closing out games because he was just that lethal. Yeah, a closer is great, but a closer that can strike out at what he was able to do is legendary and fantastic. And yeah, Francisco Rodriguez has a great chance of going into Cooperstown with the resume he's built. Omar Vizquel, he is ninth time eligible for the Hall of Fame. It's been 9 years, man, straight of him being eligible and not getting in. And I think that's so disrespectful in so many ways because of what he's been able to do. And I know that, everyone's going to talk about that defense. I mean, he was one of the best defensive shortstops of all time. I mean, he was amazing. His longevity was crazy, but offensively, he was also pretty important. So, looking at Omar Vizquel, 24 years. 24 years that he played in the big leagues. He played for the Cleveland Indians, huge part of their success. Seattle, he was a part of their success. San Fran, Chicago White Sox, Texas Rangers, and lastly, the Toronto Blue Jays. He had a 45.6 WAR, 2,968 games played, 10,586 at bats, 1,445 runs scored, 2,877 hits with 456 doubles, 77 triples, 80 home runs, 951 RBIs with 404 stolen bases. Had a 272 batting average, had a 336 on base, had a 352 slugging for a 688 OPS. In the postseason, he played 57 times with 228 at bats, 28 runs, 57 hits, 7 doubles, 4 triples, 20 home runs, 23 stolen bases for a 250 average, a 327 on base, and a 316 slugging for a 643 OPS. He played defensively, he played 2,940 games played. 2,709 of those were at shortstop, which is the most all time. 24,519.2 innings, 4,268 putouts, 805 assists, 190 errors, 1,797 double plays turned. He had 1,734 at shortstop, which is also first all time. 98.5 fielding percentage. In the postseason, he played 518.2 innings, 99 putouts, 182 assists, 2 errors, 42 double plays, and a 99.3 fielding percentage. He was a 3-time All-Star, 11-time Gold Glove winner, which is second most all-time in terms of the shortstop position. He was 9th in defensive WAR with 29.5, 13th in games played all-time, 18th all-time in at-bats, 44th all-time in hits, 72nd all-time in stolen bases, 35th all-time in sacrifice hits with 256, 5th all-time in assists, 1st all-time in defensive games played at shortstop, like I said. He also was 11th all-time in putouts at shortstop, third all-time in assists at shortstop, 5th in total zone runs at shortstop all-time, and he had the best fielding percentage at shortstop of all time. Yeah, he is Hall of Fame worthy on so many levels. His defense was, honestly, it was legendary. It was something we'll probably never see for a long time. I know there's some great great web gems. There's some great defensive players, but Omar Vizquel is unique. He brings so much to the table. The longevity is there, and he's got some records. So if he doesn't go in, I think that's super disrespectful to him, to the game. Yeah, I think he's got a great chance of going in this year. Next up is a super, super special starting pitcher in Felix Hernandez. Second time on the ballot. Definitely has a great opportunity of getting in. Honestly, he is one of the many, many bright spots of the Seattle Mariners franchise, in their history. Obviously they are on the up and up, and they're looking to probably try to get to one World Series, hopefully sooner rather than later, especially with that team. I just feel like they have a really good chance. But when looking at Felix Hernandez, man, 15 years played, all with Seattle, had a 49.9 WAR, 418 games that he started, 169 and 136 was his record, 342 ERA, 25 complete games, 11 shutouts, 2,729.2 innings pitched, 2,524 strikeouts, 1.20 WHIP with a 242 batting average against. Fielding wise, he had 180 putouts, 321 assists, 19 errors, 28 double plays for a 96.4 fielding percentage. He was a five-time All-Star. He was a 2010 and 2014 AL pitching title winner. He did win the AL Cy Young in 2010. He was 78th in strikeouts per 9 innings with 8.3, 38th all time in strikeouts. He also was the only Mariner to achieve a perfect game where he threw a no-hitter back in, I believe, 2012. Now, yeah, this is where it gets hard, but it doesn't. So no postseasons. Is that his fault? No, he was part of a Seattle Mariner team that was not good enough to win it, but he sold tickets because he was Felix Hernandez. He was the king, and he was able to be entertaining every time he started. He gave it his all every single start. And when looking at him, I honestly think he should have won a couple more Cy Youngs. I think he definitely had the ability to. Obviously, there was a lot of good pitching in this era. There were a lot of great pitchers, and it happens. But him winning a Cy Young, him winning awards, him being just who he was for the Mariners franchise. Not only is he going to be a Mariners Hall of Fame member, I do believe he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. I think he'll be in Cooperstown. I don't think there shouldn't be any denying his place there, especially with what he had to work with and what he was able to do while on the mound during his career. Just honestly outstanding. Outstanding. And yeah, he deserves to definitely have a shot at this in Cooperstown this year. Okay, next up, it's going to be Carlos Beltran of a lot of teams, but mainly from the Royals and the Mets. I honestly give him the edge of possibly getting him the Mets. He had tremendous years on the New York Mets. It's his fourth time on the ballot. I really believe this is a really good chance for him to really become a part of Cooperstown and get in. I believe he's got a lot to give to be a Hall of Fame player, obviously. Hall of Famer in Cooperstown. 20 years. He played for the Mets for 7 years. He played for the Royals for 7 years. And then he just kind of played everywhere. New York Yankees, St. Louis Cardinals, Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, San Francisco Giants. So overall, he had a 70 WAR, 1,582 runs, 2,725 hits, 565 doubles, 435 home runs with 1,587 RBIs, 312 stolen bases, a 279 average, a 350 on base, a 486 slugging with an 837 OPS. Yeah, when looking at it, the postseason, 65 games played, 45 runs, 60 hits, 15 doubles, 16 home runs, 42 RBIs, 11 stolen bases, 307 average, 412 on base, 609 OPS, 1021 OPS with 609 slugging. Yeah, tremendous. I mean, unbelievable postseason player. In the regular season, 2,211 games played, 18,981 innings at the field, 5,158 putouts, 143 assists, 75 errors, 37 double plays for a 98.6 fielding percentage. Career wise, postseason wise, 443 innings, 100 putouts, 2 assists, 1 error, 2 double plays for a 99 fielding percentage. Honestly, clutch in every single aspect of his game. And, he doesn't get talked about his defense enough, but he was a great defender. Overall, he was 40th all time in home runs. He's 41st all time in RBIs. He did win a World Series with the Cardinals, or with the Astros. He's a 9-time All Star. He is a 3-time Gold Glove winner, a 2-time Silver Slug Award winner, 71st in WAR and position players all time, 1999 AL Rookie of the Year, a 2013 Roberto Clemente Award winner, 46 all-time games played, 39th all-time at-bats, 53rd all-time runs, 29th in doubles all-time, 62nd in hits all-time, 25th in extra base hits all-time, 74th all-time offensive WAR, and it just continues to go. 16th all time in sacrifice flies, 10th all time in stolen base percentage, 31st in defensive games at center field all time, 23rd in putouts at center field all time, 35th in assist at center field all time, 34th in double plays turned at center field all time, 7th in total zone runs at center field, and his range factor per game at center field comes in 22nd all time. This guy has done so many things. His records are so deep, and he does not get talked about enough, but his numbers back it up. His defensive numbers back it up. His postseason career has backed it up, and all of these stats right here, all these all-time stats, he's top 50 in something, a lot of it. So, yes, it backs it up. He deserves it. I hope that he gets in. These are definitely one of these guys that should get in this year, absolutely, no doubt. But we'll see. I think he deserves it wholeheartedly to get in. Next up is honestly questionable for some people. I have an explanation. It's outfielder Manny Ramirez. It's his 10th time up. Look, man, there's a lot of speculation about his steroid usage, and I can understand why people are mad about, the cheating of the game. And honestly, I'd be more mad about Sosa because he alternated that bat, man, to make it so he can hit homers and produce at what he was able to do. Now, obviously, steroid use, yeah, no, definitely don't want that for the game. We don't want to go back to that era if we're even in the area again. Doesn't seem like it, which is great. But Manny Ramirez didn't test until like late in his career when he was not great. He's fallen off, past his prime, and he had the steroid usage. But we have no other evidence of the other times. So I think we should really look back and be like, does he deserve it? Yeah, he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, dude. 19 years, played for Cleveland, Boston, LA Dodgers, Chicago White Sox, Tampa Bay. And in that span, he had 2,202 games played. He had 8,244 at bats, 1,544 runs, 2,574 hits, 547 doubles, 20 triples, 555 home runs with 1,831 RBIs, 312 batting average, 411 on base, 585 slugging, a 996 OPS. In the postseason, he played 111 games. He had 410 at bats, 67 runs, 117 hits, 19 doubles, 29 home runs, 78 RBIs, 285 batting average, 394 on base, 544 slugging, and the 937 OPS. He was clutch for the Red Sox team that won in '04. Let's be real. In the fielding department, 1,939 games played, 16,236 innings, 3,206 putouts, 129 assists, um, 75 errors, 18 double plays for a 97.8 fielding percentage. Not bad for all of outfield. In the postseason, 980.1 innings, 177 putouts, 7 assists, 6 errors, a double play. 96.8 fielding percentage. Not bad at all. I can go on and on. He's won the World Series twice. He's a 12-time All-Star. He's won the Hank Aaron Award twice, 99 and '04. He's won the AL batting title in 2002. He's won a World Series MVP. He was a World Series MVP in '04. 9-time Silver Slugger. How about, he is 15th all time in home runs. He is 20th all time in RBIs, 18th all time in extra base hits, and he's cracks in the top 100 with some defensive stats, putouts, assists. Yeah, when looking at it, I mean, 12th in OPS, 12th in slugging. Like I can keep going on and on. I know I'm going. I'm distracting myself here by talking, but again, this is the numbers that you want. This is what you want. This is what you need. Cooperstown. This is Cooperstown worthy, obviously. And so when looking at it, I think it's time to let it go. Uh, We're getting closer to the last of this video, but next up is Andrew Jones, center fielder for majority of his career. He did kind of switch on and off outfield, but this is the ninth time on the ballot, and I really feel this is disrespectful to not even putting him higher in terms of like the percentage of votes that he's gotten. Have been okay, but they should be higher. This man should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely, he's one of the 10 that I'm picking here for good reason. 17 years he played for the Braves, the Yankees, the White Sox, the Rangers, the Dodgers. Mainly, he's a Brave, right? He probably will go in as a Brave. He had a 62.7 WAR. He had 2,196 games played, 7,599 at bats, 1,204 hit runs, 1,933 hits. So didn't crack the 2,000. So I get it. But he did have 383 doubles. He had 434 home runs. He had 1,289 RBIs, 254 batting average, 337 on base, 486 slugging with an 823 OPS. In the postseason, 76 games played, 238 at bats, 43 runs, 65 hits, 8 doubles, 10 home runs, 34 RBIs, 273 batting average, 363 on base, 433 slugging, and a 796 OPS. So, again, I think he's underrated as an offensive player, but again, I get it. He doesn't have some of the extraordinary numbers that some of these other guys do have. But this is where he stands out defensively. 2,051 games played total, all outfield, not just center field. 17,078.1 innings, 4,986 putouts, 125 assists, 50 errors, and 20 or 35 double plays for a 99 fielding percentage in the regular season. In the postseason, 77 games played, 608 innings, 178 putouts, 5 assists, only 1 error, 3 double plays, a 99.5 fielding percentage. As you can see, he barely makes mistakes, which brings me to where he's at. First of all, he's a 5-time All-Star, right? He won the NL Hank Aaron Award 2005. Honestly, he definitely should have won an MVP, but number one, it was pretty hard. Albert Pujols had a great year that year, so I don't blame him. The 10 Gold Gloves, though, man, this is a 10-time Gold Glove winner. He is one of the best defensive center fields of all time. 22nd in all-time defensive WAR, 49th all-time in home runs, 90th all-time in extra base hits, second all-time in total zone runs, 19th all-time in defensive games at center field, 15th all-time in putouts at center field. I mean, he's 32nd or 22nd all-time in fielding percentage at center field, 41st all-time in assists at center field. You need to give this man some credit. This man does need to be here. He is one of the best defensive center fields of all time, best outfields of all time, athleticism on point, and his bat does have some numbers behind that. So you need to give him that credit. He definitely needs to be up there in the ballot. Okay, second to last person is one that's controversial. One that has definitely, in the eyes of people, have been like, he can't be in, he can't go in, he's cheated, he's done wrong, man. He's just not what he was, in a way, advertised as to be. Now, Barry Bonds. The thing with Barry Bonds, right? He went through many, many courts, many trials, and at the end of the day, I looked through it. I researched it just in case. I didn't want to have anything wrong or speculate anything wrong, but he never tested positive. So it's a bunch of speculation that just didn't happen. Now, do I think that he might have taken something to give him the upper hand, and maybe that's why his arms were built like that and he got huge? Yeah, I could see that. I'm not saying he's perfect, but it just hasn't been proven with the steroids, man. And when you look at the numbers and solely on not even just the steroid use, I mean, just watch him play in general defensively. And him as a player, he was one of the most, if not the most dominant baseball player of all time, of the history of baseball, man. So Barry Bonds, I believe it's time. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame, dude. He really does. This is ridiculous. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's gonna be long. 22 years he played with the Giants. He played with the Pirates. 162.8 WAR. That's all-time leader. 2,986 games played. 9,847 at bats. 2,227 runs scored. 2,935 hits. 601 doubles. 762 home runs. All-time leader. Home run king. 1,996 RBIs. 514 stolen bases. 2,558 walks. All-time leader in 298 batting average, 444 on base, 607 slugging for a 1051 OPS. Postseason, 48 games played, 151 at bats, 33 runs, 37 hits, 8 doubles, 9 home runs, 24 RBIs, 9 stolen bases, 245 batting average, 433 on base, 503 slugging, 936 OPS. In the fielding department, 2,874 games played. He played 2,715 at left field. That's an all-time record. 24,296.1 innings, 5,637 putouts, 5,226 of them were left field, which is an all-time record, 173 assists, 97 errors, 25 double plays for a 98.4 fielding percentage. Postseason, 48 games played, 426.1 innings, 95 putouts, 3 assists for a 96.9 fielding percentage. 14-time All-Star, NL Hank Aaron Award 3 times, NL batting title 2 times, 7-time MVP, most all time across all sports, 8-time Gold Glover, 12 times Silver Slugger, Home Run Derby champion in '96, 4th all time in WAR, 1st all time in WAR position players, 3rd all time in offensive WAR, 7th all time in on base, 9th all time in slugging. Obviously, he's the home run king. He's 3rd all time in runs. He's 6th in all-time in RBIs, 18th in doubles, 1st on base on balls, 34th in stolen bases, 2nd in extra base hits all time, 8th in assists at left field all time, 18th in errors at left field all time, 1st in total zone runs at left field all time, and he's even cracking the top 100 with fielding percentage at 67. So, yeah, I can go on and on, man. There's a lot of records here. The Really, the point of it is let this man in the hall. His man has earned it, even though I get it, the steroid use. But again, without it being proven, without it being a positive test, I don't know why you wouldn't put this man in the Hall of Fame. He is everything that the numbers just speak for itself, man. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. No if, and, or but. It's ridiculous. Put this man in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, he deserves it. I hope that he gets in sooner rather than later. I'm putting him on here because he really does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, and there's no argument for that. Just look at what he's done. Right. Lastly, for the MLB Hall of Fame, it's Roger Clemens, another guy with the controversy from his controversial you know uh, ability of being on the mound, arguing with with umpires, trying to entice the other opponent, even trying to threaten to kill players and whatnot. Like, he was an intense individual, absolutely, definitely a person that will be overlooked just because of his rap in the steroid use. But again, there's not much evidence about a steroid use with this guy. It's just that he was an a-hole at times, like extremely a-hole-ish. But who is not when you're playing sports and you're trying to win, right? So overall, Roger Clemens, I mean, he was the most dominant pitcher in the era. He's definitely arguably one of the best starting pitchers of all time. So again, another slap to the face. They need to put Roger Clemens in the Hall of Fame. I think he deserves that credit, and I think that them being on the ballot for contemporary baseball era, not being on the normal ballot, hopefully that can help them out. Maybe the committee can see, hey, we haven't let him in 11 years, man. They had 11 years, so haven't let him into the Hall of Fame. Maybe it's time. Maybe we can move on past these allegations and whatnot. Because when you look at Roger Clemens, he played 24 years for Boston, the Yankees, Astros, and the Blue Jays. 138.7 WAR, 707 games started, 354 and 184 record, a 3.12 ERA overall, 118 complete games, 46 shutouts, 4,916.2 innings pitched, 4,672 strikeouts with a 1.17 whip, 771.99 base out runs saved, which is like how many runs did he save from scoring for the other opponent. It is an all-time leading type number, so look at that. Postseason wise, he started 34 games, 12 and 8, 3.75 ERA, one complete game, one shutout, 199 innings pitched, 173 strikeouts with a 1.22 whip. Looking at the fielding wise, 320 putouts, 575 assists, 25 errors, 31 double plays for a 97.3 fielding percentage in the postseason, 9 putouts, 32 assists, 3 errors, 1 double play, and a 93.2 fielding percentage. Overall, when looking at it, he's an 11-time All-Star. He is an AL MVP winner one time. He is an All-Star MVP in 1986. He won the pitching title in the AL in 86, 1990, 91, 92, 97, 98, and he won the NL pitching title in 2005 when playing for the Astros, when the Astros were in the NL. He was an AL Triple Crown winner in 97, 98. Honestly, arguably that era of late Yankee baseball where he was just probably the most dominant ever. Um, yeah, 7 Cy Youngs. Doesn't get any better than that. 7 Cy Youngs, man. Um, eighth all time in WAR, third all time in WAR for pitchers, ninth in wins all time, 16th in innings pitched all time, third in strikeouts. It goes on and on. Yes, he deserves to be here. Yes, I expect them to eventually put in Bonds and as well as Clemens. Obviously, I really enjoy all these athletes for what they brought to the table. There's a reason why they're on my list. I hope that I do get some of them right, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Please check it out. Please share it with your friends and whatnot. I have a lot more videos coming, and it's not just about Hall of Fame, and it's not just about sports and football. I got a lot of ideas still, and now having the ability of working on my laptop again, I am really dead serious about continuously putting out more videos for you guys. So please check it out. I hope that you continue to check me out and support me, and I hope that you guys even put comments on what you think is going to be in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.